Hello, beautiful. The holidays and the new year have a way of holding both joy and ache. Family dynamics, old wounds, unspoken expectations, they have a way of rising to the surface this time of year. Sometimes it's not even something new or recent. Sometimes it's old things brushing up against us again. Old feelings, old memories, old pain we thought we had already dealt with. And when this happens, we're often told directly or indirectly, you should forgive. You should be past this by now. It's a new year. It's time to let this go. But sis, what if I told you forgiveness doesn't work like that? Today, I'm going to talk about forgiveness and the process of forgiving. Not the polished kind, not the forgive and forget performance or the pretend nothing ever happened act. I mean, the kind of forgiveness that unfolds in real time, slowly, honestly, most of all, with God's help. And if this forgiveness feels tender or even bittersweet right now, sis, I want you to know you are not alone. So, here's what I'm starting to learn about forgiveness. First, forgiveness doesn't erase the hurt. I want to be very clear about that. It doesn't excuse what was done. It doesn't mean that the wound didn't matter. Forgiveness is about freedom. Your freedom. Not approval, not denial, not pretending it didn't hurt. It's about refusing to let the pain keep ruling your heart and your mind. The Bible reminds us that forgiveness isn't a one and done moment. In Matthew chapter 18, verse 21 through 22, Jesus tells Peter to forgive not 7 times, but 70 times 7. Yeah. Pull out your calculator, sis, because that's saying Jesus is saying forgive 490 times. And honestly, when I think about it, when I think about the hurt and the betrayal and when someone's hurt me, I remember this particular parable and I think, yeah, those were the 490 times that Jesus was talking about. Not because harm doesn't matter, but because healing is often repetitive. Another scripture in Colossians chapter 3, verse 12 and 13, it says, as God's chosen ones, holy and dearly loved, put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another, forgiving one another. And then it says something which is very important. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, so are you also to forgive. So this tells me that forgiveness isn't instant obedience. It's not I'm sorry and it's over. It's a daily surrender. It's choosing again and again, and sometimes for the same thing again, to forgive. So hear me, sis, when I say this. Forgiveness is a process, an actual process. It's one layer, one prayer, one choice at a time. Another thing, sis, is boundaries and forgiveness can coexist. You can say that hurt me and still choose to forgive this person. You can create distance and still let go of the weight. You can stop explaining yourself and release the resentment. Forgiveness, it doesn't require access. It just requires honesty. Forgiveness isn't a performance or a mask. It's permission. Permission to be free. Permission to heal without rushing. Permission to let God tend to the places you can't fix on your own. So Sis, if this season is stirring up wounds or reminding you of things that you thought you buried, I want you to know God is not rushing you to forgive. He's walking with you, one prayer, one step, one layer at a time. Until next time, I love you.